Hello Ningling. So as you know, about a week ago I got back from Orlando and didn't have time to make a video about it. So this is going to be the video where I talk about it. It's not going to be a thoughts from places video because I don't do thoughts from places. It's not that I don't like those videos, it's just that it's not my style. I'd rather talk in the vernacular. So as I told you last week, I don't have a camera that can, be undocked from my laptop. So I don't have any video footage, but I do have pictures, so you're going to get a slideshow. So we went to Universal Studios first, and the first thing I saw were a bunch of really cool looking shops that I found out very quickly were just displays with no insides. Why do they feel the need to tease me? This one was a real shop though, and it had a lot of really interesting costume hats in it. Oddly enough though, the brown derby hat shop didn't have a single derby in it. For the most part, my brother and I kind of ran off on our own, partially because we walk a lot faster than the rest of our family, and partially because we just kind of have different interests anyway. They like rides, and Aiden and I, neither of us really like rides at all. And within the park, the Universal Studios part of it didn't have as much going for it as the Islands of Adventure. It had more immersion in it. It had more of a story kind of line to it. Where Universal had a bunch of movies just jammed into one place, Islands of Adventure had a pocket for every big thing that they had. They had Hogsmeade, they had a Dr. Seuss area, they had a comic book area, they had Jurassic Park. It was really cool. Now I wanted to include Hogsmeade into this video because I spent a shit ton of my time there, but it ended up taking up about half the script, so I'm going to see about doing that next week. The one thing that my brother and I really did get into at the Universal Studios part of the park was the Simpsons area. We both bought these souvenir cans that had energy drinks in them because the cans look cool and my brother collects them. The whole park was just full of these shops that you could go into and buy souvenir stuff for way too much. But I got my brother to go into a Betty Boop shop because our Grandma Betty loved Betty Boop before she died, and I kind of felt it was appropriate. They also had an I Love Lucy section of the whole thing where they had a smaller replica of the original set. I think, if I remember correctly, it was the largest permanent set of its time, which I thought was really neat. When it came to the park itself, my brother and I really didn't do a whole lot of anything but walking around and just having a good time, just enjoying ourselves, really. But later on, my mom and I went to the Hard Rock Cafe to see an original costume piece from one of my favorite movies, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Guys, I have seen the golden trunks from Rocky Horror, and they are beautiful. There were a bunch of original photos next to it and everything. And of course, since it's more of a counterculture, subculture type of thing, it wasn't, on display where everyone would see it. It was kind of in this little cubby hole near an ATM and that sort of thing. But it was really neat. It doesn't detract from the fact that seeing an original costume piece from something that has changed your life it's just awesome. It's incredible. The last thing we did was we went to SeaWorld. And I don't have a whole lot of good pictures from there because, in my opinion, the reason that this stuff is cool is because the animals and the people and the shows, they're moving. The motion is what's really cool about it. And, of course, I don't have a picture of that. We ended up seeing 3 shows. One of them had dolphins and macaws and stuff like that. One of them was purely orcas, just kind of swimming around, splashing the hell out of people. And the other one was purely theatrical. It was a bunch of people on stage in costume doing really cool things, and honestly, I could see Sam doing stuff like that. Sam, of course, if you don't know, is a member of the Fellowship of the Ning, which is what inspired this channel to even happen. The Fellowship doesn't make videos anymore, but she does still make videos on her personal channel, The Singing People. Go check both of those things out. I'll leave links in the doobly-doo. And Becky, I was really close to asking the dolphin people about dolphin training and stuff like that because it looked really neat and it looked really fun, but I didn't get the chance. I almost did. I'm guessing that dolphin training involves a lot of fish. So there you go. Apparently, there are also penguins at the SeaWorld place, but I didn't get to see them because you have to ride the ride to get to see them. And it was a 2-hour wait on the hottest day of the entire vacation, the most humid, crappy day, and it was a 2-hour wait the whole fucking day. I'm the penguin crazy dude in our family, and I didn't even think that shit was worth it. Orlando in and of itself is pretty neat too. Pat, I'm sure you're used to this, but I've never seen a palm tree or a wild lizard in person. We just don't really have them in Lexington. So that was really cool. The flight was also really cool. I saw a storm at night from above. I saw the lights of the cities. I saw clouds that looked like you could just walk across them, although I wouldn't recommend it. I had never flown before. I had never been so far south, and I had never been so excited for what is essentially a pair of leather underwear. Dylan, I'll see you tomorrow.